yogis. It's me, Vicki. Welcome back to Yoga with Vicki. So today I'm doing a level 2 class, and as you know, if you've practiced with me before, I have lots of options. So if you're a little more beginner, skip the things that just are a little too much today. And if you're a little more advanced in your practice and you want more sensation, feel free to add what you would like to. You will see a box at the bottom of the screen here, and if you hover over that box, you can subscribe to my channel, Yoga with Vicki, and enjoy a couple of videos a month from me. Everything from beginner up to level 3 style videos. So today here in Pennsylvania, it is the end of October and the leaves are falling off the trees, and it's absolutely beautiful. And when this starts to happen, not only am I in awe of the beauty of it, but also just reminds me of how fall is such a great time to really just let go, like the leaves let go from the trees. And sometimes we hold on to something so tightly and we just don't want to let go, as some of the leaves are doing now. But eventually we do, and it's so transforming and it's so beautiful. And so that is our theme today. If you could just use this practice to maybe just release. You might not even know what you want to let go of. Just let go, just release, enjoy, breathe. So I'd like to start standing in mountain pose. Take your time to come up to standing. Depending on how you have your mat configured, you might be at the short end of the mat or the long end of the mat, as I am. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter which end of the mat that you're on. But let's stand tall. Allow your shoulders to just roll a little bit, maybe just moving your upper body to relax into the shoulders and neck a little bit. And then settle into a nice standing posture with shoulders rolled back and down, heart lifted, back of the neck very, very long, right? So the crown of the head lifts to the sky, the chin draws in. A gentle smile on the face of practicing yoga. Allow the kneecaps to lift as the thighs tighten slightly, allowing the flesh and muscle of the outer thigh to roll towards inner thigh. Neutral pelvis and long back. Allow yourself to close your eyes maybe for 3 or 4 breaths. Allowing a full breath into the body, let every exhale release something for you. As if you're just letting go of something that you're holding in your body or your mind. Something you might be holding in control of a situation or control of an emotion. And know that it's okay to just release it. Exhaling out, and then on your next inhale, let's slowly raise our arms up overhead. Let the palms face each other. Just for today, keeping the arms down solidly into the shoulder sockets. Noticing where your bicep muscle is. Can you see it in your peripheral vision? If so, can you draw it back slightly out of peripheral so that biceps match up with the parallel of your ears? We're working towards this. Now, some of you might be able to touch your hands together. Again, keeping biceps back at ear level, right? And then exhale, release those arms back down. Let's try that again. Inhale, lift up. Nice deep breath. You can touch if you'd like, but just notice where your arms are. We're working towards drawing them back, keeping strong tallness in the spine. Exhale, bring the arms down. Good. On your next breath, let's bring the arms up. Just keep them apart for a moment, coming into our half moon shape with one arm drop. So dropping the left arm down, reaching that opposite arm across towards the wall next to you. Now if you've got that bicep next to the ear and if that shoulder is drawn back, go ahead and see if you can spin your head to look at the inside of your elbow. So your pinky finger is facing forward. Your thumb is facing your back wall. Coming back to neutral spine and inhaling opposite arm up. Exhaling down with that free arm. And then again, if that bicep is back towards that ear and you want to roll that head up, this is great for the sinuses, this movement of the head, this tilt of the chin upward like this. Again, your pinky finger forward, your thumb drawn back. Good, let's inhale up and try it again. Exhale to that half moon shape with one arm dropped. Breathing. Allow the breath to come as low as the belly. Nice full breaths. One more. Inhale up. Exhale. Bring that opposite arm down and melt into that side stretch, letting go. Inhaling back up again, arms in extended mountain pose. Exhale, hands to heart, gentle smile. Let the thumbs touch your heart. Allow yourself to practice and let go today, making a small intention to do that. So let's come to the long edges of the mat here by spreading the legs wider. And we'll turn the toes out to the corners of the mat here. So you're in a wider stance, wider than hips. Let's bring the arms overhead to 5-point star. Right? Such a beautiful pose, right? And just like a leaf falling from a tree, can we bend the knees into goddess, bend the elbows also, and bring your arms like to a goalpost sort of figure there. Good. And then inhale back up again. Exhale, coming down. Let's flow this. Inhale back up. Exhale to let go, coming down. Inhale up. And exhale down. You might feel your hips starting to open a little bit, your knees getting some engagement, your ankles getting some engagement, keeping the spine very neutral, right? No tilt in the pelvis. If you're working on those arms, notice how we want to bring the arms back a little bit, almost as if they're out of peripheral again, keeping the space in the chest muscles, the heart center, the lungs. 2 more times, our goddess flow. It's always okay to take a break in the practice. Anytime, it's just yoga, that's all, right? Okay, exhale, pause, hold. For those that can, just hold this. Right, breathe, trust your breath here. Maybe even working those elbows back just a little bit further. 2 more breaths. Exhale and let go. Good. Now on your next inhale, bring yourself back up to 5-point star. This time bend the knees, engage the outer thighs, sweep the arms below you. Keep the heart above the heart below the head, right? As we find a little flow here, I'm going to call this our sun flow. This is a beautiful little flow to let go. Exhale down like a leaf. Inhale up. Exhale down, just like a fallen leaf. As you inhale up, something new, something rejuvenating, right? Good. Let's keep going if you can. We'll do 3 more flows here. Notice the warmth coming into the body as well. This is very, very good for us. Strong legs, strong hips, strong shoulders, strong lungs. Oh, see there, now I've lost count. We'll do 1 more. It's so beautiful. And back up to 5-point star. Exhale. So let's all come to the short side of our mat here. Just take a step up there. And we will move through some half sun salutations, and we'll move through them very slowly, the first one. So let's drop the arms. Inhale up. And exhale, swan dive. Hinge from your hips to forward fold. So we'll pause here for a moment. Feel free maybe even to shake your head a little bit. Right, so no one else here around you. Just let the head shake a little bit. Also very good for the sinuses, right? Let's come halfway up, find a flat back. So we're looking down but forward, spine very long. Imagine just putting something on your spine, maybe like a yardstick or something like that, and it's very straight. Exhale, release back down. Good. Inhale, reverse swan dive. So reverse hinge from the hips. Come all the way up. Take a little back bend if you'd like. Then the arms will come around and back to heart center. Great. Let's do 3 more. A little faster. Inhale up. Exhale, swan dive to fold. Inhale, lift halfway to the flat back, yardstick. Exhale, down to fold. Inhale and rise. Little back bend, arms around, back to the heart. Same thing. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, lift halfway. And exhale, release, relax. Inhale and rise. Back bend here if you'd like. Arms around and back to the heart. One more time. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, swan dive to fold. Inhale, lift halfway. And exhale, release, relax. Good. Now inhale, rise. Little back bend. Joyful day. Arms around to heart center. Practicing yoga. See how you feel just in this short time of movement here. All right, on your next breath, let's inhale up and exhale, just swan dive down to your fold. Pause right there, relax, relax, relax. One knee at a time, step back to tabletop posture. Take your time. Shoulders over those wrists, knees are under those hips. And inhale into cow pose. So relax your belly just for a moment. Right? Feel the little curve in your spine. And exhale to cat. If you would like to flow with me, we'll do the same movements again. So inhale, the cow. Exhale to the cat. A few more rounds. So if you've been learning about maybe some belly and root locks in the body in yoga, drawing the energy from the belly and groins upward, almost as a little lock, right? A mula bandha or root lock. See if you can incorporate that here on your cat. You may feel it release just slightly on your cow. And then exhale, draw up and in from the belly and groins. Again. And then inhale to cow. Good. One more time to your cat. And we'll hold that little root bandha lock, right? Maybe another breath. Exhale, release to neutral spine. Let's find our first child pose. Just relax back with the hips. Back to the heels. You might have your forehead on the ground for some of you. Just come back as far as you can if your knees are healing today. You don't have to be so flat. You can always drop your forearms down. Letting go, right? Just release into the earth anything you want to get rid of today. On your next breath, we'll do a little bit more working table. Let's come back up to that. Now, option 1, stay here. Option 2, extend your right leg long behind you with the ball of the foot on the ground, the heel pressing back. We'll do a little twisting sequence as we lift our left hand, place it on your left hip, and shift your gaze to the opposite side. So you're actually shifting your gaze over that shoulder, right? And then extend that same arm out long in front of you, float the leg up, and you'll be doing a spinal balance pose. Some teachers call this line pose. Let's drop that foot again, hand to the hip, twist it out. Little flow now. Exhale to the spinal balance. 2 more times. Drop the leg, hand to the hip, roll it back. Exhale, spinal balance. 1 more. Little effort now. Breathe into your right shoulder, right? The supporting shoulder. Stay here and let's just lower this hand to the ground. So both hands are on the ground. We'll take this long leg, bend the knee up to the shoulder, coming into a little fire hydrant, and then exhale it back. Couple more. Knee to the shoulder. Exhale it back. Last one. Knee to the shoulder as high as you can with that knee and shin, and then back out long behind you. Good. Let's bring this long leg now across the bent leg on the ground. So that's diagonal. Ball of the foot is attached to ground. Shift your gaze over to that long leg. Little diagonal stretch through the side body. Breathing. Again, when we do this, we're trying to look over the shoulder, not under the armpit. So keep the chest high. That's it. And slowly back to center. Very nice. Now, option for a child pose here, or to stay in table and breathe for a couple breaths. If you're in child, please stay as long as you need to. Otherwise, we'll try the other side. So let's extend left leg. Ball of the foot's on the ground, right? See how that feels? Now we'll lift up that right hand, slide it to the hip. Shift your gaze to the side and over that shoulder. We're trying not to twist the foot of the long leg. Now let's bring that right arm out long. Float the opposite leg up for full spinal balance if you can. Then bring it down and bring the right hand back over here to the hip. Roll it back. Exhale to spinal balance. We're flowing now. Inhale, twist. Exhale to spinal balance. 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale to spinal balance and pause. Let's leave the long leg in the air if we can. Put the hand back down on the ground. Bend the knee of the long leg up to the shoulder. Fire hydrant shape. And back behind you. 2 more times. To the shoulder. Good. And back behind you. Keeping that leg as high as you can. 1 more. And exhale back behind you. Good. Now let's slide that long leg across the bent leg, shifting your gaze over your shoulder to gaze at that foot and leg. Breathe. Breathing into your shoulders. Breathing into your hips. Let's slide the leg back, knee under the hip, and we'll meet in child pose again. Some of you may want to put your arms behind you to rest your shoulders a little bit more. So the palms of the hands might be up, breathing. Again, let every exhale just let go of something today. Something isn't serving you. Let it go. I know that's so hard to do, right? But it's very freeing, very rejuvenating if we can do it. Now, let's bring our arms back out in front if they're behind. If you are healing your knees today, please skip the next pose. Those that are able, walk the hands back to the knees, come up to a kneeling mountain. Right, kneeling mountain pose here. And just for today, we're going to slide these flat hands right behind our back. All right, so allow the flesh of the hand to press into the flesh of the back. So you're supporting there. And then press in and down. You might want to spread your fingers open a little bit. So you'll be going into camel shape here. Now if you want to try a little bit more, keep the left hand there and extend the right arm overhead. You might be feeling a little bit more back bend there. Again, really pressing that left hand in. Good. Let's release the right hand and we'll try the left hand up. Right hand presses in. Breathing. If you'd like to try one more round, just switch. Take your time, breathe, keep your hips forward. Trust the support of your hand there. One more. Good, and exhale. Now both hands back. Slowly bring yourself back to neutral spine. You might have been pretty deep in that back bend. And then release your hands to the ground as you walk out to puppy pose. So now our hips are over our knees and we're walking the hands out to puppy. Right, so that the heels of the hands are on the mat here. The heart is extending down. So it might feel like you're sort of in a half of a downward facing dog. Stretching out the shoulders, breathing. Good. Now, can we drop the forearms down and slide the elbows back under our shoulders? So you just ended up in a forearm table, basically. You're in a forearm tabletop here. Good. Now see if you can clasp your hands to your elbows. If you cannot wrap your entire hand around your elbow, then your elbows are a little too wide. So bring them in a little bit and then wrap your whole hand around, your fingers around the elbow joint. If that works, let them go and clasp your hands together in front. So you'll look like you just made a little triangle shape there. Right now you are in a modified dolphin pose, and some of you might want to stay right here because this is going to serve you. There might be someone watching this video who wants a little more sensation here in this dolphin pose. If you want more, tuck your toes, straighten your legs. Now, it's kind of like a down dog leg, so your heels might not be touching. They probably won't be touching for many of you. You could walk the feet in a little bit more if you want to. So we are in dolphin pose. See if you can stay here a couple of breaths. If it's too much, drop your knees down. Right, so hips are lifted. Now, if there's anyone here that wants to swim the dolphin as a little fun, really draw the energy of the forearms and shoulders downward and slide your nose up towards your knuckles. Right? And then exhale, bring yourself back. Be mindful, this is a little bit more, right? 2 more. Slide forward. Slide back. You're swimming your dolphin. Last one. Slide forward. Slide back. Beautiful job. Now, if your legs are straight, let's drop the knees to meet everyone else there where we were in our modified dolphin. And we'll open our hands back to forearm table. Okay, good. Slowly, just like a little snake, slide your knees and legs back and your arms forward a little bit so you can end up on your belly, all the way down. As soon as you get there, slide the hands right back to chest horizontal, elbows in towards the body, hands nice and wide. When you're ready with long legs, inhale, find cobra pose. Take 2 breaths there. Hips are on the ground. Exhale, release down. Let's try that again. Inhale, cobra. You might not be very high, you might be very high. Without any judgment, we're here. Exhale down. Now on the next one, let's choose cobra or upward facing dog. So inhale and choose your pose. If you're coming to upward facing dog, you'll be on the tops of your feet. You'll be balancing there. Good. So the next pose is downward facing dog. When you're ready, take a nice big inhale and find that pose. Upward dog can float to it. Cobra, you might want to bring yourself through child. Good. Now breathe in your downward facing dog. You might want to pedal your legs out a little bit. Move your legs a little bit. If you did build some heat with that beginning sequence, you might feel nice being a little further off the ground right now in downward dog, a little more airflow, right? Just breathe, relax, know that you're doing good work for yourself. Letting go. On your next breath, can we walk towards our hands? See if you can leave your hands on the mat as long as you can. So, walk, 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 walk. Put the pressure on the hands. After a while, you might have to lift your hands up to fingertips or even let go. Just see how you do. And then we're walking to the front of the mat here, and we're in our forward fold. Very nice. Good. Inhale, slowly reverse your swan dive all the way up. Little extended mountain again. You might want to take a little back bend there. Arms around, back to the heart center. Good. Take a few breaths. Let go on your exhales. Now, can we shift the weight to our right foot, unweight the left, and keep the hands together in prayer posture? So your heel is lifted on your left foot. Coming to eagle pose. So we cross the foot over, squeeze the inner thighs. Some of you might slide the foot up off the ground. Maybe some to notch it there in the back of the calf. Hands squeeze together, legs squeeze together. Some of you might be sitting back a little bit in this, crouching the eagle, breathing. Gaze down and forward. 3 breaths. Calming our nervous system with this shape of squeezing inward. Exhale. Slowly now, as you untangle this pose, you can come to mountain, or you can just take that left leg back for warrior 1. And take your time. Arms are going to be overhead here. That right leg is bent. The back leg is as straight as you can. Again, notice the arms working the biceps out of our peripheral vision. Thumbs face your back wall. Stay here, option 1. Option 2, arms clasped behind you. Lift the chest up, inhale. Exhale, humble your warrior 1 by bringing your back long. Bringing your chest inside that front leg. Maybe bringing your arms off your back. You're welcome to drop your head here. Some do, some don't. Breathing, engage the outer thigh of the front leg. Exhale. And then when you're ready, your next inhale brings you back up. Unclasp your hands, find warrior 2. You may have to shift your legs a little bit here. take a few more breaths, trust your thighs. Very, very nice. Let's find reverse warrior, dropping your back arm, lifting your front arm. When we let go of something, we can let something else in. I love that, right? Now, keeping this shape, we'll straighten the front leg, and we'll bring this arm forward as if we're coming to triangle pose. So you're going to reach that arm forward as if you're that leaf that's still holding onto that tree, right? Just holding, and then all of a sudden we'll just let that leaf go. Switch the arms. Let that opposite arm come up. Maybe even looking up. So as that leaf does fall, something else can come in, and it's beautiful. And this is a new shape called triangle that we just let in by letting go. 2 breaths, gentle smile. Nice work. On your next inhale, lift yourself up and back to warrior 2. Again, not reaching, just being. Just being here. All right, now we'll go ahead and take a big step back to mountain, or as option 2, come on back and come right back into your eagle shape by bringing your left leg around that right leg, again, for your eagle shape. Breathing, squeezing. 2 breaths. Gracefully untangle that eagle, back to mountain, roll your shoulders back, relax. Very nice. Let's inhale the arms up and exhale them back to the heart center. Pause here. Let's try that on the other side, grounding your left foot, lifting your right. Crossing it over, taking your time. You can leave that foot on the floor as you squeeze, on the mat as you squeeze together, or you can slide it up if you'd like. Again, the gaze down and forward. Some of you crouching down in this eagle a little bit. It feels a little bit like a chair pose. 3 breaths. As you exhale, untangle, slide that right leg back to warrior 1. Take your time to adjust. Widen your stance if you need to. Especially if you feel a little tippy in the pose, it's always okay to railroad the legs out a little bit. Again, working the biceps out of the peripheral. Option 1, stay here. Option 2, arms behind you for humble warrior. Inhale, draw the knuckles down, lift the heart up. Exhale, long back comes over the front leg. So that shoulder is possibly grazing your thigh, right? But the chest comes inside the leg. Heart can drop, head can drop. Arms off the back for some of you. Depends how deep you want to take this. Take another breath. On your next breath, inhale, bring yourself back up. Find warrior 2. So my back is going to face you for just a moment here in warrior 2. Take a moment to adjust. Floating the shoulders over the hips, breathing. Taking another breath. Dropping the back arm. Lifting the front arm. Reverse the warrior. Let something in. Slowly straightening that front leg for triangle, reaching that arm forward as far as you can, like the leaf that's still holding, right? And then just float the arms. Just float, breathe. Like a 6 o'clock shape, the head revolved up. Another pose that's great for sinuses in the fall. Shifting that chin, tilting it up. Taking another breath. On your next inhale, lift yourself up, back to warrior two. Good. Now, option one, step back to mountain. Option two, take it to eagle again with that right leg crossed over. So, mountain option or crossover option for your eagle. And then just take a few breaths squeezed together like this again. One more. Gently untangle and let it go. Beautiful job. You may want to separate your feet a little bit. Just twist everything out. Just let it all go. Gentle smile. We're just practicing, right? Just practicing. Doesn't matter, right? We bring the legs back to mountain. Now, if you'd like to try to touch your big toes together, you could try that for chair pose, which is the next pose. If that's going to be too tippy for you, then separate the feet again, your choice. Let's inhale the arms up to extended mountain. And then we'll bend the knees, and we'll bring those arms straight out in front to chair pose. Then see if you can shift to airplane pose. So this is a flat back pose, arms behind, palms down. Let's come back to chair. Now breathe into your thighs, arms straight out. Back to airplane. Good, same thing again. The chair and the airplane. We have one more. Chair, airplane. On your next breath, chair, and then inhale up, all the way up, straighten the legs, little back bend if you wish, joyful day, joyful yoga. Exhale, swan dive into your fold. Just let go, just breathe. You can separate your feet again if you want to. And go ahead in your forward fold and walk your fingers over to the left side of your left foot. Take a gentle little twist. Good, then walk your fingers slowly back and around to the side of your right foot. Take a gentle twist. Back to center, relax, relax, relax. Very nice. We will be stepping our left leg back for kneeling lunge. Getting into the hip flexors now, very important. So take the left knee back as far as you'd like. Stay here. If you want more sensation into your hips now for stretch, use your body weight by bringing your hands to your hips and lifting your torso up. There might be maybe a couple of you again lifting the arms up, a little back bending. So take as much weight on that left hip as you'd like to stretch it. It's a little gravity assist going on in this particular pose. What that means is if we stay here a very, very long time, you get a little deeper in this. Take another breath. I mean like 30 minutes or something, but we're not doing that today. Now let's exhale these hands inside this right foot for lizard pose. Go ahead and walk the foot out a little bit, that right foot, and just let the toes hang off the mat and the heel on the mat, and stay right there. If you want more sensation, cant the foot, so the sole of the foot is off the ground and the side of the foot is grounded. You could bring the hand to that thigh for more sensation. If there's anyone here that's practicing who actually has more availability, feel free to simply drop your left forearm down. Try that. That might give you a little bit more here. Good. So the final option is to wrap your right arm completely around your back, roll your shoulder back. Pretty deep pose here. Exhale. Release everything. Bring your hands back down to the ground. Push yourself up if your forearm is down. And then we'll have to reframe this right foot. So bring it back. There's no easy way to switch legs. Let's lift the back knee up. Big move here to step back to forward fold. Take a moment there to stretch. On your next breath, step your right foot back to kneeling lunge, toe down. Move the knee back or the front foot forward and use any amount of gravity assist that you, or body assist with gravity. So in other words, stay here, or hands to hips, or the arms overhead for a little bit more back bending. Maybe working the biceps out of the peripheral again. Breathing, right? Just envisioning yourself sinking here, like leaves that have just fallen to the ground, sinking down, back into the earth. Good, let's exhale the hands inside the left foot. Walk that foot out to the edge of the mat, toes off, heel on. Stay here and breathe. You're in lizard pose. If you feel like an insect here, or maybe like an actual lizard, right? That's the pose. So you may want to lift your sole, your foot up off the ground if your ankles are feeling healthy. Good, let your hand press the thigh out a little bit. Some may be on the right forearm for a little more sensation there. Breathing. Give yourself as much as you need here without going over your edge. We never go past our edge in yoga. That's where problems occur. That's where injuries occur. Listen to your body. Give it just what it needs. Right? You could tuck that left arm behind for a little more twist. Take another breath. And then let's bring this hand back up to hands. Foot is flat now, and we'll walk it back, frame the foot with your hands. On your next breath, slide that leg all the way back to child pose, let your back stretch. Breathe. Just let go. Let go, let go, let go. I'd like to do a stretch or two in a seat. So let's drop a hip down. We'll bring the legs out in front for a moment, putting your left leg out and bending your right. So we'll come into a one-legged seated forward fold here. Let the arms relax to your side. Sit tall. Inhale. Exhale, bring your chest forward towards your toes of the long leg. Flex that foot. So depending on how much sensation you would like, you could hold your foot, as long as you're not pulling out of your shoulders, right? You could even make a bind here by holding on to your opposite wrist around the base of that foot. So it just, again, depends on how much sensation you would like. Taking a couple more breaths. One more. Exhale. Good. Now draw the lower belly in. Release any binds you have with your hands and walk on back. Let's do a gentle twist over here to the bent knee side. Just twist it out. Stay tall. And come back to center. Good. Taking your long leg to the diagonal. So let's bring this right hand behind us. And just something different today. Can we bring this long arm out over top of the long leg? We'll do a little wild thing flow. Take the long arm, sweep the floor as if you're scooping something up, and shift your pelvis forward, your hips forward for wild thing, and then we'll come back down and try it again. So sweeping, come up. Maybe a little higher, right? And exhale down. 2 more times. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. So on the last one, lift and hold as long as you'd like to. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Close your eyes. Notice where you're feeling the stretch. Just enjoy. Exhale. And release down if you've had enough, or you can stay longer if you'd like. Let's shift the legs now. Right leg long, left leg bent for our one-legged seated forward fold. Inhale here, arms relaxed. Exhale, come forward. And again, the long back, right? The long back. So let the neck be neutral as much as you can. Hands to floor, shin, or maybe you're holding your foot or binding. It just depends on where you are on this side of your body. So our hips are not quite like twins. They are a little different, right? They might be like fraternal twins, but certainly not identical, right? We'll take 3 more breaths on this side. Let the exhale let go. 1 more. Good. Untangle any binds or holds. Draw your belly in. Come on back up. Long spine. Gentle twist to bent knee side. Good, let's come back now, left hand behind the hip. We'll open this long leg out to diagonal, getting ready for our wild thing flow. So that long right arm over top of that leg, and now sweep the floor and bring yourself up. We'll do a few more. Exhale down. You can tuck that right hand a little closer to your hip as you lift and release. 2 more times. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. Last one, and an optional hold here for those that would like to hold. Couple of breaths, hips forward. Pelvis is tilting forward anteriorly. Breathe, stretch, let go. Coming down when you feel that you've had enough, that the pose served you enough. Good. Legs together, very nice job. We're rolling onto our back now. 1 long leg, 1 bent leg. Pull the bent leg into your chest. Gently roll yourself back, knees to chest. Just sway a little on your back, side to side. Relax, relax, and see how you feel. When you've had enough swaying, drop the feet, preparing for bridge pose. Let the feet be close to your body, knees bent, hips distance apart, arms to your side. When you're ready, draw the shoulders down and back, press on the feet. Let the knees track forward as if they're walking forward, and lift up and breathe. Creating space from your knees all the way to your shoulders here. See if you can take 4 more breaths. If your eyes happen to be open, you'll see your belly rising and falling with the breathing here. This pose has a lot of benefits, pranayama benefits, in bringing nice big breath into the body, full breath into the body. Let's take 1 more. Exhale the body down, walking the big toes to touch each other. Arms to a T to your sides. Let's exhale and drop the knees to the left. So you're in a nice little twist. Relax, relax. Now your top hip may need more stretch. If it does, take your top leg to your hand or towards your hand. If your bottom leg needs more stretch, take your opposite hand and just see if you can reach that foot and just pull it back towards your buttocks. If that works, drop that opposite shoulder back down. Turn your head away from your feet. You'll be in sort of a bound twist here. I call this Turkish twist. 2 more breaths. Let's turn the head back to center. If you're holding your bottom foot, let go. And then we'll re-bend this long leg, restack the knees and bring them back to center. Making sure we center our spine before we do the other side. Toes touch, inhale, center, and exhale, drop to the opposite side. So your top leg could extend if you wish. And those that want a little more, take this opposite hand, just go ahead and reach that other foot if you can and draw that leg back, heel towards your buttocks. So your left shoulder might be coming down to earth. The head might be turning to your left. Couple of breaths. Relax, 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 and let go, right? If you are holding your bottom foot, let's release that and turn the head back. Re-bend your front leg. Stack the knees and bring everything back to center. Very nice job. Now let's bring the legs out straight. Touch the inner thighs together and flex the feet. Bring our arms to our sides for our last pose before we rest. Our fish pose. So again, the legs are long, toes draw back. Shoulders draw down. And we're going to press down into the floor with our forearms and elbows, lifting the thoracic spine off of the mat. Right? Fish pose. Your thoracic spine is your upper spine. So if you feel that that's lifted, and if you feel like you might be able to take a little bit more here, then lift your chin a little higher and tilt your head so the crown of your head is on the ground. This is a little more sensation for some. Stretching through the chest. This is a big heart and lung opener. It doesn't matter if your head is tilted back this far or not. 2 more breaths. Good, and then exhale. If your head is tilted, slide it so your head comes back long. And then release everything. Let your heels be to the opposing corners of your mat. Let yourself wriggle around until you feel comfortable, shoulders relaxed. Perhaps the palms of your hands turn up. Letting the muscles of the body relax here, fully letting go, just like the leaves that just fell from those trees. Sometimes we hold so tightly. Know that it's okay to release, just like the last 2 or 3 leaves on a tree. They finally let go, preparing for the rejuvenation of spring. So today, allow that release to happen. Come back to your intention of letting go. Stay as long as you'd like here in your Shavasana. You may even want to turn your device off now. Just let yourself relax. But please see if you can stay at least 4 minutes, 5 minutes on your back, relaxing, releasing. I thank you all so very much for joining me today for this practice of release. Namaste to all of you.